Hello, today I thought I would show you a little bit of a meal prep, so to speak. I don't generally call this meal prepping because these aren't things I'm going to eat by themselves and it's not like a full complete meal. It's really what I like to call batch cooking, which is where I just cook different things in large quantities so that throughout the week I can make little bowls out of them, or plates, or salad, or snacks, and it just saves a lot of time to where I'm never feeling like if I have a busy day, I've run out of time and I just have to eat something frozen that maybe either isn't as satisfying or possibly less nutrient dense than I could get if I was just having some pre-cooked sweet potatoes, which is one of the things that I'm going to do today. My sink really is clean, I just can never get those stains out, but it's okay, we're going to renovate soon. This past week, I was given some of these beautiful Korean sweet potatoes. Now that we live out here in the country, these are very hard for me to find, and luckily someone had made a trip to an Asian market and got me a bag full, so I decided to use these for my batch cooking this week. They're perfectly creamy and fluffy all at the same time. Definitely one of my favorite varieties, and I feel really lucky to have a bunch on hand this week. I'm not one to put dark Russ is sitting next to me. Now this voiceover is going to be hard.
Oh my gosh,
Russ,
look at that chocolate being mixed in. That granola looks so good.
Shut up. Anyways, homemade granola is something that I have made for myself for probably 3 years now.
And your husband.
Yeah. Russ is more of a cereal guy, but point is, it's just one of those recipes that once you get in the habit of making it, it's so easy, and it doesn't need all of those refined sugars and refined oils that store-bought granolas have, and not to mention it's extremely affordable to make your own. Yummy. Alright, granola's done. It's nice and crispy. I like that it is really crumbly personally. I have a lot of recipes. Well, I have one other recipe on YouTube if you're interested, and it's a pumpkin granola. And then I have one that's in my ebook, and it's very similar to this one. See? 5-second rule. One thing I will add is that a lot of times when I am serving up my granola, I will add a tablespoon or so of these hemp hearts. They are raw and I don't like to cook them, so I just keep them in the fridge so that they have a long shelf life. Hemp seeds are a really great way to get some more protein and also your omega-3 and 6. They have hardly any flavor, and I like the texture of them. And unlike using, I have chocolate on my fingers. Unlike using chia seeds and flax seeds, where you don't have to, but technically you should be blending them up so that they're more easily digested, because otherwise they are pretty much the majority of what you would put on a salad or something. It's just passing right through you. Like, you're not really gaining a lot of the benefit from them. Whereas these whole hemp seeds, you don't have to do that. You can just eat them the way they are. I'll show you what they look like if you haven't seen them before. They just look like that. So, yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna dump this on there. So when cooking your quinoa, I highly recommend a couple of things. One, cooking it in some kind of a broth. Another thing you can do is to toast the seeds, because that's technically what quinoa is, on a little bit of a high heat just for a few minutes, and it just kind of brings out the nuttiness flavor in it. I always do it. I think it makes a difference, and just want to be careful because you're obviously not trying to burn it. I have been on a quinoa kick lately. I don't know why, but to me it's so much better than rice right now. I really, really love it. Quinoa has turned out nice and fluffy. I will eat some of it for dinner, but this is another great, I want to say grain, but you know, it's technically not a grain, but we'll call it that for now. It's a great grain to batch cook, because to me it really tastes just as good heated up as it does when it's fresh out of the pot. Rice sometimes can get a little bit dry, you know, but I feel like quinoa is pretty great at holding its nice texture throughout the days. Almond butter is one of those things that can be really expensive in the store, so whenever I find whole raw almonds on sale, I genuinely snatch them up and try to buy them in bulk if possible. And also roasting the almonds makes a world of difference. It smells so good right now. And honestly, you can obviously do this with any nut. If you have an allergy to almonds, you could do it with cashews. I will say having a high-powered food processor really helps. A tip I can share is that if you are having a hard time getting it to blend and you want it to go maybe a little bit faster, you can add a tablespoon of coconut butter or coconut oil, depending on what you want. Granted, it will affect the taste a little bit, but I usually find I have the patience to just let it take its time. But you can do that if you need. I've done it in the past. I'm gonna add in some jeweled dates. These are so good. Just make it a little bit sweeter. I have another jar here. I think I had almond butter on my chin. I ended up making one of the dressings for my ebook, which needs some almond butter. And alright, basically got two things done with that recipe. So just to wrap up today's video, I just want to encourage you that if you feel like batch cooking seems overwhelming, spending hours in the kitchen trying to make all these different things, then you can always just start by batch cooking one thing, and you can do it while you're making dinner. For example, If I'm going to have broccoli with dinner tonight, then I will just make triple the amount of broccoli that we really need. So instead of just doing a portion of it on a sheet pan, I'll do an entire sheet pan, just because I know that's one vegetable that I can snack on. I can add it into different recipes, or I can just toss it on a salad or anything like that. And you know, I personally like to do it this way, where I'm making a few different things. Oh, sorry, my voice. I'm honestly really tired today. I just gotta be real with you. Yeah, I'm really tired. But I still had the day free, and I guess even when I'm tired, you know, I think it's really important to rest, but doing stuff like cooking simple things like this, it's not really exhausting. In a way, it is kind of relaxing, and it's just so important for me to prepare food so that on another day when I am feeling tired and I'm busy and don't have a lot of time, I'll still have healthy, nourishing food right at my fingertips, ready to go, just to be reheated or just to snack on, like some granola. So I just want to encourage you that if you feel overwhelmed by maybe making a lot of different things, then just start with one vegetable or just making granola. You know, it's okay to start slow. It's still going to be progress. You don't have to jump in all the way. Otherwise, you can, if that's something you want to do and you feel like you have the energy to do. I'm going to finish off this banana now, I suppose, with some homemade almond butter that I just made and the granola as well. Ooh, that's gonna be so good. Yeah, that's gonna make me feel better for sure. I'm gonna go. I hope you have a really restful week and a happy day, whatever you're doing. Thanks for being with me. Love ya, and I'll see you in the next video.